and welcome to the Nexus. Today we're going to do issue 19 of our Dalek build. Let's get going.
Exterminate!
Okay, so before we crack into this, there's the box there. I have seen all your comments. I have seen all the messages. Now, I know that I stuck this little screen upside down. So I went and bought an extra issue 18, which is just here, as you can see, so I can correct my mistake, and it won't take too much time in correcting it, but I just wanted to say that I will be correcting it over time. But we do need this in today's issue or build, so let's keep that out. This is it. This is the box. And this is the magazine. As always, we're going to go through the magazine first. So let's do that. Okay, so in this issue, we get a bit of cardboard. I don't really know why. But I don't know if it's just to keep... Because the box is big enough. So there's the box. It's big enough to sort of keep this flat anyway. So I don't really know why it was in there. Obviously, it is the mutant in this one. We'll have a look in just a moment. So let's have a look through the magazine. We get a poster in this one. Emperor Dalek in this one. So there's that. Then we have Adventures in Time and Space. So this episode is predecessor. Is that predecessor of the Dalek? I'm reading that upside down. I do apologise. So this is just, I do believe it's a book. So not an episode or anything like that. This is a book, which obviously stars the 10th Doctor there. Once again, it goes through the whole book. Then we've got the Time Lords' victories over the Daleks. So I believe these are not only shows, but like TV shows, but there's also novels, comics, short stories, audio, all in this as well. There, and I'm not going to show you the last page because I want it to be a surprise, but that's all we get in this week's issue. Obviously at the end of the video I will show you what comes in next time. So let's open the box. Okay, so I've moved the camera back and we don't really need anything except something to cut the tab. And we know this is the mutant, and what's really cool is it has a manufacturing date of the 19th of December. So I would say that's when it was born. It has a birthday. Okay, so let's have a little look. Let's open this up. And that's what we get. So let's pull this away. And let's pull him out. And, oh, what is it going to look like? And there he is. So, I don't think it's latex. I think it's more like a silicone, but it's all rubbery and squishy. Look at that. That's really cool. I thought now this would be all plastic, and it isn't. It's got this weathered look on it, which is really cool. The base on it, this part here, is plastic. The eye there, that is plastic as well, but it looks like you can actually, I think it's just like pushed in there, a bit like a doll's eye. But yeah, he has these little tentacle things, and it's all rubbery, like it's all stretchy, like rubbery. Okay, so what we've got to do is we literally got to bring over this, and our little guy is going to sit like that. I don't really know, hang on. Does he sit like this on the screen? Hang on. He does. So I went and bought another, look at this, right, hang on, I'm just going to point this out. Okay, so there's the screen. Everyone in the comments, I did see your comments saying that I did turn it upside down, it's the wrong way round, so I'm going to put the mutant in. Now I did at the time say it's going to be difficult to see this because you'll have the little guy sitting like this and you won't see around it, but he doesn't actually sit like that. This part here is where his head sits, and he actually sits like that, so you can't see the screen anyway. He sort of, yeah, that's exactly where he sits, like this. I think at some point we might need to stick him on there. But his head sort of rests on the rest there, and his little tentacles go over the screen. Do you know what? I've just bought another issue, and I don't actually need it. So it doesn't actually matter which way this goes up, because you can't. He blocks the whole thing. Hang on. I mean, he won't sit like that. There's this is the actual seat part. So he actually sits like that. But actually, I didn't need that in the end, because you can't see it. So obviously, this is going to have sides up all around it, even to the point of just here. So it's not going to be noticeable at all from a very small direction. So, you know. But anyway, look, I went and bought another issue. I can replace that if need be. But now looking at it, I don't need to. And that is exactly how he sits. You can see that. And his little head actually sits perfectly on this little rest. But not to be outdone, because I thought it was so cool. So I've got one for my Dalek, and I've got another one to place around, because or build something like a little I don't know, sort of like a little test tube I could put him in, or just have him in the studio here or something, in the cave here, or just have a little extra buddy. So I now have two. When I went to local shops to pick him up, there was quite a few there, actually, I've got to say. So I did not take someone else's, if you want to know that. I ordered one from the newsagents, and then there was one on the shelf. There was actually two on the shelf. I picked up an extra one. So I now have two of him. But he does look really cool. There's my second one. There's the one I'm going to use inside the Dalek. As you can see, they're both the same. So it says now, in the magazine, it says now to take him off. Well, I'm not going to take him off. I'm just going to leave him on there. He looks pretty cool on there. Though we are going to be continuing to work around it, so I might have to take him off. But yeah, just another look around. So it is weathered completely. That's what the underneath of him. And like I said, all of these are all rubbery. I'll go around pulling them all, just so you know. And then you've got these little antenna bits. They're all sort of pliable as well. And the eye is plastic. And the base here is plastic too. I'm wondering if you could cut open that section there, and whether or not you could probably put an LED or something in the eye to light it up. That would be pretty cool. But yeah, as you can see, it's his little brain, and like I said, it is. I'm gonna squash like this one, so you can see that. His whole body is sort of that. Pretty cool. I like that. Yeah. And that is today's issue. Okay, and there it is. So there's our two little guys. And I can't believe that I went out and bought an issue I didn't really need. So it doesn't really matter actually which way you put up that, because you literally will not see it with him inside it. A little bit, but actually he covers the whole screen. So I don't even know how he looked out. I mean, that's his little viewpoint. So how did he? Also, unless it doesn't. Now it could sit like that, I suppose, but I think that's too high up for him. And in the magazine, it shows him like this. I can show you in the magazine. So it shows him with his tentacles over the screen, like that. Can you see that? So that's exactly where he sits. And obviously his head sits on the headrest at the back. So But yeah, I think that's, you won't, I think once it gets bigger, there's going to be stuff up here that'll prevent you from sitting him up like that. But he actually sits like that. There we go. But yeah. Okay, so that was issue 19. As you can see, there he is. But yeah, the eye is like a doll's eye, I would say. But it looks like it's like there's nothing behind it. So I think if you took out that base, and if there is something behind it, you could probably take that out too and put a little LED in that. Because that is see-through, by the way. That is completely see-through. So you could do that. Just an idea. I'm not telling anyone to do that. That is obviously on you. But there's our little guy. Yeah. So anyway, coming up in issue 20, we are doing more work to this. And I think we're still working on this like on issue 30 something, 32 and all of that. So I think for the next, at least for the next 20 issues, I suspect that we're going to be working a lot on this, very heavily on this, in fact. So, issue 20, there we go. So we get our first back wall and some pipes as well that go into the back. So I believe this is a back wall here, and these are like just sort of pipe sort of decorations and part that goes on it like that. I haven't done any shout outs today. I'm going to do them on the next one, just so you can all take this in. I didn't want this video to be too long today, but I've got the twins now, and yeah, let us know in the comments what you think of this, and if you need any questions, let me know, and I'll answer all the questions from the last two videos on the next video. But that is it from us here at the Nexus. We'll see you at the next video, but until then, take it easy, guys.
Tune into the channel, Nexus is the name. All the hottest content, you'll never be the same. Laughs and thrills, excitement.